Everybody, we are back. It is Same Thought Live's favorite podcast, favorite channel, favorite is everything. We are back. You guys already know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, subscribe. Hit the like button if you like it. Hit the dislike button if you don't like it. Leave a comment if you like it. Leave a comment if you don't like it. Also, follow us on Twitter at the Mark John NFL for me, at mholder95 for Matt, and of course, pandasubs.com. Discount code TDL for 35% off. All right, guys. So we got some good film here, I guess, right? We got positive film this week, 30-6.
We did.
A lot of positive film. Yeah, it was good. I thought both sides. I really didn't dive too much in defense tape. I'll probably do that a little bit afterwards, so I don't sound stupid on the radio. But I know Matt did that. So we got defense, offense, of course, again this week. So Matt, go ahead and speak about the defense a little bit. I mean, they let around 6 points. I know Amik Robertson had a good game. They had a pretty good pass rush, of course, especially inside. I saw that on PFF. A lot of pressures from the inside guys. So what were your thoughts about the offense? The defense on film?
Defense? Yeah, to be honest with you, I mean, obviously we'll go over a couple guys that I thought played really well, and I thought there were a handful of good individual performances, but I was kind of underwhelmed a litlittle bit, especially with like the interior guys. Like, we'll go over a few clips when we go over with Nesta, but like for playing a couple of or 3 interior offensive linemen who I believe were all backups or either way, like not very good. Like I was kind of disappointed with how they played against the run. I thought John Jenkins had a really good game. He was the other guy I was considering doing, and ended up going with Nesta to look at the rookie a little bit. And obviously Max did his thing too. But yeah, it was kind of like I definitely feel like they benefited from playing, the Tommy DeVito led Giants. Like I said, there were still plenty of good things. I'm not trying to sit here and crap all over a 6-point outing that they obviously played pretty well and didn't even let them score till the fourth quarter. But it wasn't like what I was kind of like thinking or hoping for to see from a lot of dominant play or anything like that. Like linebackers, I mean, Spillane had the best game out of them of the crew and was solid. I don't think he missed any tackles, or maybe had one. He's actually cut down on that a lot. Jalen Smith was out there. He made a few nice plays where he popped up. There were a few reps too where I'm like, yeah, you're still figuring things out a little bit here, which totally fine, acceptable. And then Amari Burney, my guy, it's just he still was like he looked a lot like Jalen Smith. There were a few plays where I'm like, I think you're a little lost out here, and you've been here the entire year, so not kind of a little underwhelming. I mean, still positive, like I said. Like we're gonna go over. Amik had a hell of a game, but yeah, I mean, I thought too, like the safeties. Epps had one good play on Amik's screw up that we'll see again. But like Merrick was a little underwhelming. Marcus Peters did have a nice pass breakup, but it wasn't much coming his way once DeVito took over. So yeah, a little underwhelming, but obviously still positive and rolling into next week where I think they have a similar type of matchup where they can take advantage of a bad offense.
Yeah, I mean, next week they got another bad offense. I think there's probably some better players outside, but it's still a weaker offense, worse offensive line, because these guys got Evan Neal and Andrew Thomas back. So, I mean, that made a little bit of a difference. But I don't know who the Jets have. The Jets have a bunch of awful people. We already
Tucker. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean that's about
Tucker's
it.
Not that good.
Yeah, he's not that good right now either. So, So next week, hopefully the pass rush does really well. I mean, of course, they got to worry about the run. They're going to try to run the ball, the Jets. But offensively, I thought they looked really, really good on offense. I thought it was a very creative game plan. I thought Bo Hardigree did a good job of setting up plays. I thought everything was a setup. And I really like that he really had a plan there to set everything up from play actions to the run game. I loved how they went primarily zone. I think there was 3 power runs I saw all damn game. One was at the goal line. 2 crack tosses, maybe a couple counters. So like maybe not a lot of power, but it was all zone, split zone, inside zone, outside zone, split zone, inside zone, outside zone, and then we play action off of those 3. That was the kind of the game plan, and I really like how they mixed that up. And there was a lot of setups. Like I did a breakdown on the Myers touchdown that was set up by the crack toss, and then the next play you bring Myers inside, the safety starts stripping, and you just go all the way on the other side, free touchdown. So I mean, I thought he had a great game plan, man. Hot CG on 3rd down against blitzes. Quick gets him a hot read, because there wasn't a lot of hot reads in his offense before Bo did this. Hot read real quick for Aiden O'Connell. Boom, he was moving like Adams inside on the Haas too. So Adams was running the seam, so it kind of kept the safeties and people were worried about Adams and just left the middle of the field wide open. So he had a great game plan for what they wanted to do to stop all the Giants pass rush, their blitzes, and how to get the ball out of Aiden O'Connell's hands really, really quickly. And I thought that was very positive, right? And kind of felt like everything he was doing was something I would do. So that's why I'm not gonna lie. Everything he did, I was like, man, why are we not doing this all season? And he just did everything I asked for. So I don't know if he watches the show or not, but maybe he's just smart and is film and was like, hey, let's do all these things that the other teams didn't think of. Because I even showed this play with Jacoby Myers on the play to Michael Mayer. That was something that I've been calling for all year too. So Bo really was like, he probably was pissed off in the background. I feel like he was just mad at whatever Josh McDaniels was doing. He's like, what the hell are you doing? There's these tells. We can't do these things. Maybe we can switch it up. Josh Jacobs is a great zone back. Maybe we should run zone. Like it was like the crazy. I was like, wow, this is a lot of zone. Wasn't duo, as I'm saying. We weren't running to the strong side. We're running weak side. We're going weak side primarily. Had a couple touchdowns on the inside zone. Man, I really like this game plan. So I'm kind of excited as him as a play caller, to be honest. I want to see more, of course, because nobody really knew what he was doing. But I'm interested, man. I was really like, he piqued my interest. Let's just say that. He piqued my interest with this game plan.
I just got to say, I love that your logic for Bo Haggerty having a great game was he did what I would have done. You gave yourself a lot of little pats on the back here. Like he was calling the game smart. Like, I'm like, man. You need someone to stroke your ego a little bit there, Marcus? Like,
I don't know, man. I was watching. I was like, man, I'm telling you, one play I'm going to show you, Matt. You're going to be like, why didn't we do this all year? One play.
I'm interested to see it too, because like I kind of felt like that too, like a little bit what you're talking about. Obviously, didn't have the all 22 at the time, but even watching the game, and like it felt like there were more counter punches, a little more creativity, and I'm glad that actually came through on film. Because I'll be honest, going into it with Bo Haggerty, I was a little nervous about what he would do. One, because obviously he's a McDaniels guy, right? Like I wasn't sure how much the offense was really going to change. Mm-hmm. I ended up being pretty wrong on my prediction on that point. It sounds like it was almost completely different philosophy.
Yeah. And
two, like he was propped up as like an Adam Gase guy. I'm like, that's not a ringing endorsement. But again, I ended up putting together a heck of a game plan. And 30 points in your debut as a play caller is not bad, and against a solid defense too.
Yeah, pretty good defense. Yeah, man. I thought he was he has some good play calls, man. I thought he was pretty imaginative. Really had some creative ideas, and of course there was no dagger, so I was happy about that.
I was happy about that. Yeah,
there's no dagger this week, man. No dagger this week, man. Not at all.
They got to run it now because like it's like you got to keep people on your toes. Like, now they're not going to run it at all. Now they're not going to run the staple concept. Like maybe that's what helped.
Maybe, man. Maybe they can bring some dagger back this week, but no dagger. So if he has another good game this week against Jets defense, I'm telling you, I'm starting the hashtag Bo knows. I'm starting it. That's what I was gonna say. He's got next week though. He's got to show me again. This is a great defense with some great defensive players, especially the front seven is pretty damn good. They're good in the back end. So it's going to be a kind of a game where he has to game plan and try to get the ball out of Aiden O'Connell's hands quickly again. Hopefully he keeps attacking inside and, going after them like that. But I think the Jets, they're going to have a great game plan because I think Aiden O'Connell put some film on there. We're like, okay, this guy's not bad either. So, yeah. All right. How about we get into defense first this week? Let's get into some defense. We're going to show some offense, but let's get into that. Let's check that out.
All right. So yeah, like I said, want to start off going off with talking about Amik. I think this was his game. Like if you checked on PFF, he had like a crazy 91 point something grade. I think it might have been 91.0. His highest personally by far was top 5 among cornerbacks. Like. Balled out, so obviously want to kind of highlight him. But of course, with Amik, we talked about this a little bit on Sunday in the instant reaction. Amik can't have a good game unless he starts with a bad play or something like this. So we're start with the big ugly rep. Get this out of the way. Now I'm gonna be honest, man. This is cover 3, and I have no freaking idea what he's thinking because Jalen Hyatt runs about as go route as it can be. And he like tries to like jump underneath it. Get the incomplete sign there. Though. Good job. The typical DB. That one's for you, BD. Hopefully you're watching. But anyway, he like tries to like undercut it like it's gonna be a curl or an out or something. And I mean, I've watched this probably 20 times now trying to figure out what the hell he was looking at. I mean, I guess he's looking at the quarterback and gets in his blind spot, but like Hyatt didn't even give him a move and he just kind of bit on it. And you can even see him after the play. I think I cut it off a little too early. Yeah, I cut it off too early. He even like kind of like shook his head a little bit, and they took him out of the game after that play, and then put
Ja'Cory Bennett, right?
Yeah, and then they put Ja'Cory Bennett in the game, and let me tell you, Ja'Cory Bennett didn't do any better. It was he got beat a couple times by Hyatt too. They got a little lucky, and that's a little what I was talking about. Where it was disappointing, where they definitely the Giants had opportunities to put up more points on the scoreboard, didn't. But going back to it, came back in the second quarter, brought him back in the game after Turner wasn't doing any better. Or Turner, what the hell am I talking about?
Bennett, bro.
Bennett. Yeah, there we go. I'm all tongue-tied today. But again, we'll see him at the top of the screen. Running cover 3 again. We're going to get a little redemption. This time we're going up against Hyatt again. Stay on top of the route. Don't bite on the post there. And I believe the sack gets home. I believe that was the play that Daniel Jones got hurt on. So, again, much better. Now this time, we're going to see a similar thing. Raiders get a little exotic with this look here. They're going to get on a tangent here. They're going to bring Polamalu down, or they're going to show cover 3 pre-snap and then bring Polamalu down and then drop Merrick to stay in cover 3, kind of confuse the new quarterback here. And again, we're staying on top of the route. I love this too. Get the exchange here from Peters and Merrick, right? Merrick comes up to nail the crosser. That I'm assuming is part of the reason why DeVito ends up chucking it deep to the post. And then Merrick's right there to go make that pick and go up and high point that ball, make that play. I mean, again, our 5'8" corner going up and high pointing it over that. I think he is high at 6'4".
Yeah. Hight's pretty damn tall.
Yeah. So
I mean, this was an awful throw. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. If this was a good throw, he might have threw a touchdown. I mean, because just by the time, like, if you think we'll see where Hyatt is, and if Hyatt like keeps running, this is an awful throw too.
Yeah, but maybe he puts it like in the back of the end zone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there might be a chance. And the Yankee. This is Yankee, so the guy's like wide open. I don't understand what the hell he was thinking. But anyways, keep going.
Yeah, this is kind of what I was talking about too. I was just about to get to this. So. A little bit of what I'm talking about where, like, I think the Raiders benefited from playing Tommy DeVito. I mean, yes, Merrick does, nail the crosser a little bit and starts coming downhill to pick it up, but that's where the ball should be going, and that's going to be a big play. But again, hey, we'll take what we can get, and Amik goes up and makes a good play, and I love it too, like a little on the run back, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Why is he not the punt returner? I don't understand that. Why is he not the punt returner?
I don't know. They got to find a role for Deontay Carter somehow, I guess.
I guess.
Offensively. All right, so this one I actually liked a lot too because the Raiders are going to be in man, and we're going to see Trevon Merrick and I believe that's Nate Hobbs. They're going to get picked right here. I think Merrick takes out Hobbs' man and Hobbs. So that's going to leave. Is that Hyatt again? Or I don't know who that is, but him wide open. And Amik, since this is man, like passes off the receiver. Excuse me, Hyatt's on the top of the screen there. Passes off the top of the receiver that's running the shallow crosser to the low hole player. So now he knows, hey, I got to look to see where I can help my teammates. Now again, probably ball's a little late here, so he benefits from that. But he redirects, comes in and closes, and then makes a beautiful collision at the catch point. We can see the ball fall out here to prevent the completion. I believe that was third down too. So got the offense off the field or forced them to go for it on fourth. Get a good look from this angle too.
And you get a good look at Andrew Thomas just abusing Tyree Wilson.
I gotta go back and watch that one. Oh yeah. Yeah, Tyree didn't have a great game. He had that one sack and play here or there, but not his best performance.
I mean,
yeah, nice rep by Thomas. That's why that guy got paid in the offseason.
For sure.
All right, here, similar rep, Raiders. This is late in the game where Raiders are up big, so they're playing off coverage. Gets a slant. Nothing you can really do about that. But what I love, he gets physical after the play, comes in and closes. Went too far back. Comes in and closes, and ends up punching the ball out. Now Raiders don't recover here, but hey, we're creating a turnover opportunity, and that's what we want to see from this defense and these defensive backs, right? That's been the point of emphasis all year, even dating back to the offseason. And here are the opportunities created. Beautiful job playing the hands. Against Jalen Hyatt again, too. All right, so last rep here with our guy, Amik Robertson. Going to be cover 2 on this rep. Tough play for the flat defender because they're going to get an out and the flat. Doesn't take the cheese, though. Stays home and stays deep to discourage DeVito from making that throw, which we know DeVito is not going to trust his arm and try and pull the trigger. And then 2, breaking on it. They're right at the catch point. I think it was this went down as a 4-yard gain. Beautiful. We'll take this every time.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Moving on to Nesta, Jade Silvera. Do the same thing. Go over a couple of clips where I think he can have some room for improvement, we'll say, or a couple of his negative ones, then get into a lot of the better ones. I thought he really stood out as a run defender here, and we'll see him compared to a couple other defensive tackles. He's really good at taking on double teams. One thing he's still kind of struggling with a little bit, though, is outside zone and reach blocks. Like here, the Giants are running outside zone away from him. I mean, a little bit slow off the ball, let our hands down. And this guard, I mean, immediately gets inside positioning on him. He's effectively reached. I mean, that in another situation can create a nice little cutback lane for the running back. Mm-hmm. So not exactly ideal. I think this was one of the reps I was talking about with Bernie. No, this isn't it.
No, it's Jalen Smith, who I don't know how he did. I mean, he just. Yeah,
that's what I was talking about. Yeah.
Oh, God.
He played hard, though. I will give him that. He goes a million miles a minute, but yeah, this is a little too aggressive, and we got to make that play right there.
Anyways,
I'm not a huge.
Go to the next play. Go to the next play. I don't want to watch it again.
Yeah, this is the one that you're not going to want to watch Tyree Wilson and Amari Bernie.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Nesta is Nesta kind of a similar play here, just from a different look from the Giants. I will say, to get on a little bit of a tangent and a side note, I'm not a huge fan of the way the Raiders are fitting this up. Reason being, and I'll let it roll a little bit, is they're overloading the strong side, right? We got 5 guys in here, and then we have the corner out here that's off screen. Mm-hmm. So we got Amik Robertson, who's going to be responsible for the alley or the E gap, if you will, against a tight end. We got a 5'8" corner against a probably 6'4", 6'5", maybe 250 tight end. Not a matchup we want.
Nope.
Then we got Tyree in the C gap and a Bernie to scrape over the top in the D gap, because Javon Merrick, we'll see it, he drops immediately, right, in his coverage. And then Nickel's going to be responsible for the B. I believe that puts both A gaps as Spillane's responsibility. So I'm not as worried about Nesta getting reached here, because I think he's responsible for the B gap the way they have to fit it up. Mm-hmm. But what we can't have is falling on our face. I mean, he gets a little bit of pressure with Neal's inside hand here, and then Neal gives him a nice little push to the ground too. And the reason being, and why this play is a little more frustrating for me, is had the front side done their jobs, and sorry, Marcus, we're going to have to call out Tyree and Bernie here to bring their attention to it, because they don't do their jobs here. Yeah. But had they fit this up and done it like how they're supposed to be, that's going to force Barkley to cut back. And that's Nesta's TFL to go make, right? Mm-hmm. Like, he just comes flat down the line like we've seen Max Crosby do a couple times this year. And that's his TFL. Like, that's a play that he can make, and it ends up turning into a 20-yard gain. Now, obviously, the bigger problem here is we got Wilson getting kicked out of his gap, Bernie like a magnet to the tight end.
I don't know what he's doing there.
Amik getting pushed out by the tight end. Again, bad matchup. And
Spillane avoiding contact. Linebackers. It's all good.
It's all good. You know what? I tell you what. Let's get to the good plays, because we're going to see a lot of combo blocks where Nesta did a hell of a job, I think. We created stalemates all day at the line of scrimmage on his opportunities, which I think he got 16 snaps. Giants are going to run inside zone right at him this time. He's going to be responsible for the A gap. I mean, kind of hard to ask for much more than that. Like, he's going to be working at 2 blockers. I believe both this guard and this tackle are supposed to be working up to Spillane, but he doesn't let them get off the first level. I like it right here too. You can see with his hand, gets that little sneaky hold, get away with the defensive holding. Mm-hmm. I mean, Spillane is clean to come make this play. Doesn't, because someone else does on the backside. Wilson does on the backside. There you go. There's a good rep from Wilson.
There you go.
There we go, buddy. It's there. And who is that? Oh, is that a good rep from Jalen Smith too? Yeah, there we go.
Here we go.
Oh no, it's Bilal Nichols.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a bad rep by Nichols either on that one. But again, going back to our guy Nesta, I love it that he's sitting there at the line of scrimmage, not giving ground, and 2, keeping this linebacker free. Now I would like to see him avoid this little twist here at the end to get out of his gap and just kind of stay square. But hey, I'll take that rep every single time especially from a 7th round pick rookie. All right. Pretty much the same thing here, except we're going to get a little shout out from our boy Jerry Tillery as the other defensive tackle for a good comparison.
Okay.
So again, this one was even better. We didn't get that turn. I mean, you can see it too. Like Spillane is free here. If they go to the B gap, they go to Spillane's gap, he's making that play. Right? That's why the running back has to cut it up right away. And I mean, again, get that little sneaky hold in there. Make sure that guard doesn't get a clean look on the linebacker.
Yep.
Not a play that's going to show up on the stat sheet, but one your teammates are going to love. And this is what I'm talking about a little bit too. John Jenkins had a good game. He played well against the run. But the Raiders' other defensive tackles, it's a work in progress. And compare Nesta to Jerry Tillery, right? Right here, they're at about the same level. But Jerry Tillery ends up getting pushed back 3 or 4 yards and on the other side of Nesta and on the ground. So that's kind of what I'm talking about, where I'm like, these are the reps where I'm encouraged by what I'm seeing from him because, quite frankly, other guys that are ahead of him on the depth chart aren't doing it. Going to have a similar rep here again, holding up 2, keeping Spillane free. Spillane owes him a nice steak dinner after this game because he didn't have to touch anybody. And 2, I mean, Marcus Epps is going to, I don't know if he's blitzing. Yeah, he looks like he's coming downhill no matter what on this play. And 2, I mean, he comes in free too, and he's able to make the play. Oh, there we go. Another play by Tyree.
Man, you get on Tyree, man. At least he's playing the run well. That's what I'm excited about, Tyree. Thank you for playing the run well. That's what we wanted from you day one. I mean, pass rush.
It helps when you get blocked by a tight end. But yeah, we'll take it.
That's what we expected day one. We expected you to be a good run defender. You weren't doing that early on. That's what I was a little worried about. But now we're seeing him become a run defender. I like that. I'm okay with that. That's early on what I expected, and then him get better as a pass rusher. So hopefully,
for sure.
But
yeah, again, I kind of wanted to compare Nesta a little bit to Nichols too. Like Nichols isn't as bad as Tillery here, but again, I mean, like that we can't work with. This Nesta we can work with. We can play the run if we can get stalemates at the line of scrimmage. And 2, I mean, he just created a huge pile right there.
Yeah, I love
that's part of the reason.
He's super low.
Yeah.
He
has a little more natural leverage, which helps. Which is a nice way of saying he's short. All right, one more time. I mean, again, like he gives up maybe a yard here, like against a double team. I'm loving this, man. Like this is how you do it.
Yeah.
And again, Bernie, he's free. Now Bernie comes too far downhill, but again, like those linebackers, like if I'm a linebacker, I'm saying, hey, AP, we got to get this 99 guy in the game more often because I don't have to take it out any contact. All right, moving on to a couple reps and pass as a pass rusher. Wasn't as impressive from Nesta there, but he had a couple nice bull rushes that I wanted to highlight. This first one is going to be pretty effective because it helped open up an inside lane for Max Crosby here. Like if you watch, back this up, Crosby, when they get the motion, he kind of pretty much figures out that right here, he pointed, I don't know if you can see that, but he like starts to point his hand right there. Pretty much figures out that they're going to try and double or chip him. So Max is actually going to basically turn this into a natural line game. And the reason why it works is because Nesta drives this dude so far backwards that it opened up that inside lane for him. Now, again, he's not going to get a pressure here, not going to get a sack, obviously, but he helps make this play happen for Crosby.
And Jones's knee just went out.
Yeah, I think that was one of the plays.
Ugh.
Yeah, that was.
Oof.
It's a rough one. Yeah, I think the next play was the one where he got injured, but so same kind of thing here. This one's not as pretty, but again, for a guy that just starting to get playing time, you got to like what you're seeing. Like both reps on this right guard for the Giants never even was able to drop the anchor. Now, again, I'd like to see a little bit better pad level on this one. Maybe our hands inside, get it outside a little bit here, and you can see that outside arm start to fall off.
Yeah.
But hey, for a guy that was really just starting to get his first, touches in the regular season or get his first action in regular season. Encouraging reps and stuff that you'd like to see. But I'm interested to see, man. I feel like he earns himself some points this game and earned himself some more playing time. So we'll see what happens this week. But I think he's going to be getting more action moving forward.
So it's interesting, man, because he was talking crazy online. I'm not gonna lie. So why weren't they playing him? What was the deal there? And then as soon as Antonio Pierce comes in, they start playing Nesta, and he plays well. Like, that's crazy to me. I'm sorry, man. I just watching that film was like, because we all heard about his preseason, right? Oh, the preseason buzz, Max hyping him up, all these things. He gets no run during the regular season, and then he plays one game, and he looks pretty damn good. Because I'm watching some of those, him taking on double teams. He's looks like he's getting his body right where the double team can't hold him. He has pretty good pad level. A couple of those pass rushes he didn't, but we saw there's a lot of good there.
Yeah, so, I think I will say this, that I was completely caught off guard by his ability to take off double teams. That was something that I was worried about with him, even last year at Arizona State, that I didn't think he did well. So that's part of the reason why I wanted to highlight him. Like, wow, this guy's done a lot better and shown a lot more growth from, even what I was seeing in the preseason where he was struggling with that a little bit. But I think, honestly, the big part is, like, that old regime, like McDaniels, and, I mean, you can kind of tie this back to Bill Belichick, too, like, they just don't trust and don't really want to play rookies. We had the same conversations about like Michael Mayer, Tyree Wilson. I know, other circumstances with the foot, but kind of a similar vein of like, at some point you got to take the training wheels off and let these guys play. And I think that's part of what's happening with that. At least Nesta this last game is they just went out and said, and Aiden O'Connell too, they just went out and said, we're going to play the best players. We don't care how much time they've had been here or how long they've been in the league. We're going to play the guys that are playing well right now. And I mean, at least 1 week it paid off.
That's crazy to watch, bro. I'm just watching that. I'm like, where's that all year? You know what I mean? Like, some plays, of course, Jerry Tillery's out there. You can just knock his ass over. And, some of the other guys, you just run all over him. The linebackers are very concerning. The main concern of that video that I was watching was the linebackers. Because I was like, man, there's a free lane for you to get a tackle. And nobody's making a tackle for loss. That's worrisome. Please, Luke Masterson, I hope you're healthy. Because I think Luke will take advantage of Nesta making those holes. So so hopefully he comes back
hot. Luke will come in hot. He'll just come in way too damn hot.
Maybe, but to me right now, I need somebody to come in hot instead of thinking about it. Where's the gap? Yeah. No, I need somebody to just come in hot and just knock somebody over. That's why I kind of want Mayaga to play too. I liked him. He got a concussion though as well, but he's on IR.
No, he's on IR. He's on IR. So he got more.
He was hitting people too hard, I guess. So, but I need a linebacker like that. I guess so. But we need some linebackers like that. Some physical linebackers. I think Jalen Smith was playing hard, but I think he's looked lost as he's been in the NFL. So, I mean, there's really no difference.
I don't know. I've seen Jalen Smith have some ugly run fits on his last days with the Cowboys. That what we saw from the Raiders, considering he was on the team for like 3 days, like that was an improvement. There was the end of his Cowboys tenure was ugly.
I know, man. It was. I'm not gonna lie. All right, man. Well, I mean, watching Nesta was very encouraging because Brian Young's not doing a damn thing.
Well, so he's inactive.
Right? He's inactive. So watching Nesta play and watching Nesta play well and then seeing him speak out says a lot of things to me about what this regime did. Also, I just want to point this out. I'm really mad before I get in my breakdown. I saw John Simpson get shouted out by Chris Long this week.
Oh, yes. I thought of you.
I'm getting added. in a Vic Tafer's tape. Mad. I'm just saying. I told you guys. I'm just saying. I was pissed. Just give him some damn coaching. Get his hands inside, and we could do something. Look at him. His hands are inside. He's moving people. Pissed. I'm pissed off about that. I'm not gonna tell you.
He's starting for the Ravens right now, isn't he?
Yeah. He's getting a shout out on a podcast by Chris Long. He's getting a whole segment.
Yeah. That was a tough one to swallow a little bit. I'm happy for him, but damn it.
God damn. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, anyways. Let's get into some offense, guys. And let's do this thing. So we're going to go over the run game and, of course, how they stopped Dexter Lawerence, even though they didn't, but they did.
They contained him.
They contained him. But there, it's gonna be funny. There's a funny clip at the end of this that it's hilarious. So, all right, so get prepared for that, guys. All right, so let's get into the run game first. Like I said, it was very creative. All right, so we're gonna start off with some split zone. All right, so we're getting split zone. All right, split zone is basically Austin Hooper. He's gonna be coming across, kind of create a lane for the C gap, and it becomes kind of inside zone. So there's split outside zone, split inside zone, but we're seeing all split inside zone this game. Okay, so inside zone, right? You see the split. Now, this is a good block by Andre James. I'm going to bring this back a little bit. I give Andre James props here. So, they got to double team Dexter Lawerence, okay? Of course. So, Dexter Lawerence, he takes up a bunch of guys, and he's going to allow this linebacker to run free. But James does a good job of coming off and blocking that guy just enough so Jacobs can cut back inside like that and get some yards. Now, of course, Luminor gets beat there a little bit, but that's a little bit down the field, and we still get 8.
We'll take that all day.
Yeah, we'll take that all day. So I really like that, how they mix it up in the zone runs. Now, but we're not all zone here. We're not all zone. We got a little counter here. So we're getting some counter runs. Now, I really like these blocks on all of these. So, Miller, he's just mauling this dude right here. He's built for power. Roten does a good job of just moving Thibodeau enough. And then Austin Hooper has a really good block here on this one. Great block. Gives Jacobs enough to get to that hole, and you get a good block from Myers there. Jacobs is able to get upfield. He gets 10 there. So watch it one more time. Like I said, Miller just mauls this dude. Van Roten, like I said, he just gets enough of Thibodeau because Thibodeau's trying to go around him. And Hooper makes that great block there. You see Mary, he's even get a nice block on 41. Not a lot of 41 to get up there. McFadden. And we get 10. So, I mean, there's some good blocking in this game overall. All right. So here, what are we getting? And what I want to point out, there's a lot of motion too. So you see all the motion we're getting. We're getting little jet sweeps. We're getting Trey Tucker moving. That's what I really liked about this, the motions. Because what does motion do? Keep defenses off guard. Look at this guy. He's like, oh, Adams is moving. What's happening? Right? See him watching Adams.
Yeah.
And then we go right back to split inside zone. And Jacobs does a great job on this one. That's what I talk about, the C gap, reading this correctly. I mean, he could have went here, but you see this linebacker, he's coming down, and Jacobs sees Michael Mayer. He's about to cut this guy off, and Thibodeau's coming too far inside. He takes it right back outside. Another 9 yards right there for Josh Jacobs. So this one's a little bit of Josh Jacobs too, and also it's still some great blocking. You see here, Van Roten has a good block. This linebacker, he's a little bit free. But you still see Jacobs does a good job of reading this. This is why he should run zone, because he can read and react, and he can bounce when he wants to, and he can just take this outside like this and get 9 yards.
Nice one.
Yeah, so I mean, he was super comfortable this whole game running the football, right? Because they did everything that he's really good at. So this one, usually when they do these kind of inside, Jacoby Myers moving inside, we don't see crack toss. We see usually like a power run or some type of counter or whatever, and Jacoby Myers just coming inside to help out. So we get a switch up here. We're going to get a crack toss on this one. So it opens it up immediately. So you see these guys are ready for these. You see even 25 a little bit. See this guy right here. He's moving in with Myers. He even goes inside first a little bit. Just a tiny bit.
Yeah.
Right. And then we get the crack toss outside, and it's just wide open. Jacobs makes a tackle. We even get Adams blocking hard, man. I'm telling you, Antonio Pierce, he got Adams blocking hard, bro. you know there's a change when Adams is out here blocking like this. There's a change. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. There's a change.
He wanted to play.
Yeah. He wants to block now. All right. So here's another one. Now we're going a little outside zone. I believe you see, like I said, jet sweep. Get these guys moving, right? One direction. And then we go the opposite direction, outside zone. So, like I said, there's a lot of deception. So you see Thibodeau, he's hesitating.
Yep.
And then you see Jacobs just quick, decisive, hits the I forgot what they call that, the react hole, I believe. It's bounce, cut back. Right. And he hits directly that hole. It's a good block. Van Roten gets pushed back a little bit, but it's still going to block. You see the good block from Illuminor. And then, of course, Michael Mayer, he's just dominating that corner. So, Mayer, all this growth from the tight ends too. You see Mayer, he's showing a lot of growth as a run blocker. And we're getting these guys outside, and we get a quick believe this is 8-2.
A lot of chunk runs so far.
A lot of chunk runs, yeah. Oh, we'll get to the stuff runs later. All right. So here's some more outside zone, right? Now, Josh Jacobs, like I said, he sees a cutback here. And you see the good movement. You see Parham, Miller is moving guys. You see Hooper and Mayer are moving guys together. You see James. I mean, Dexter Lawrence is not in the game in this one. But you see he hits this cutback. And he takes it up to the other side. Gets 5 or 6. Maybe could have got more. Maybe you could say, oh, maybe you can cut back inside or a little earlier. I'll go back. But you get the idea of why Josh Jacobs should be running outside zone. Boom. Redirect. I could bounce this now. Look at me. Nobody's yelling at me about bouncing power runs.
Yeah. And two, it just helps his offensive line too. Like we've been saying a lot. Like they're not like you don't have to be a people mover in a zone heavy scheme. Like you can just kind of take the defensive line where they want to go and let the running back read off your block.
Exactly.
Which is basically what happens with James here. Like he's not dominating by any means, but he's staying in front, and then Jacobs can cut it back.
Read and react, man. Exactly. All right, and of course, you got to go the inside zone, which is a favorite of Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs is a great inside zone back, and you see here, right? Get some good movement from Van Roten, right? Even James a little bit on, I think this is Dexter Lawrence right there. But what I loved about this in the red zone is Josh Jacobs playing behind his pads, which is my biggest issue of him in the red zone. I love this. Yeah, put your head down. Get in that damn end zone.
Yeah, beautiful.
Right? This is what we're missing in the red zone for the longest. Is just him being physical here. Just get your damn head down, run through people, move your legs, and get in that damn end zone. Touchdown. Stop dancing in the red zone, and I like it. Don't dance. Play through your pads. And this is my favorite formation, okay? So on this formation, this is 23 personnel, but we only got 2 tight ends. We got a fullback, Tamu, Justin Herron, right here. And this is 23 technically, but there is what? 8 linemen here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 linemen on the field.
By the way, I love Moody's fullback stance.
Yeah. And Moody went to the wrong hole too, but that's fine. It's fine. It's okay, Moody. It's okay. You went to the wrong hole. You're supposed to go here. That's okay. But Josh Jacobs, like I said, one more time, plays behind his damn pads in the red zone, which I loved. Yes, you should have been doing this for years. This is how you score 20 touchdowns in a year, dog, right there. He gets right in there. Touchdown. That's what they need from Josh Jacobs in the red zone as well. What I love too is the play actions they ran off this. Okay, so this is a bootleg off of outside zone. We're getting a kind of crosser here from Renfro. This is what I was talking about earlier, Matt. How we're going to get a route from the fullback off play action. Right, we got Jacoby Myers lined up inside. He's going to run through the line here, and then we get Michael Mayer on the outside. So wow, this is crazy. You never thought if you line a guy up here, he might run through the hole and get a play action, right? So now I think O'Connell could do this ball. I think he could have. threw this to Myers. He could have threw to Renfro too if we had Caleb Williams. Now this is if you want to say I want to draft Caleb Williams, this is the perfect play because Aiden O'Connell can't make the throw to Hunter Renfro. Caleb Williams can, right? So, but we get a nice little dump off here to Michael Mayer. I still, that's what I'm saying, like maybe he could have been aggressive, threw this ball right over here, and got that ball to Kobe Myers, which I think the play was designed. But this is the smart decision. This is you're a coach. Yeah. This is great decision right here. Get Michael Mayer. Thank God Jacoby Myers didn't block him in the back, and get to the 2-yard line, and we score a touchdown on the next play. So it's not a big deal. But you'll see how wide open Hunter Renfro is here on the backside. And this is what you have, like a big armed quarterback. I'm not hating on Aiden O'Connell. Don't get mad at me, guys. I know some people love Aiden. I'm just saying, if you had
yeah, I mean, that would have taken a hose and a hell of
a hose thrown across your body. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I don't think he can make that throw, so I'm not gonna get mad at him about it. But if he had Caleb, I'd be like, Caleb, you gotta make that throw. Yeah. All right, here we go. Next one. Go ahead. What were you gonna say, Matt?
I was gonna say, but the ball definitely should have definitely gone to Myers. Like put it on the S in the end zone. That's 6.
Yeah, exactly. So on this one, we're getting off of this one's off of straight inside zone. So let's get an inside zone play action on this one. Right, this one's this play action. It's called a south. He's gonna move over here, Adams, and kind of go out, but we're getting basically a kind of a go route. Myers trips, which I think O'Connell wants to go to, but he falls. But Devontae Adams is open here too, but I kind of like him just taking the check down, getting 10 yards. Him and Adams would get the same yards. It's not a big deal on this one. But you see inside zone play action, boom, play action off inside zone, and could have timed it to Adams right there, but it's just smarter to hit Hooper, who's just wide open. Nobody's around him. Get the same amount of yards. They both would have got 10. So I like this decision here on this one, but you'll see on the backside, and you see kind of the coverages they're playing, man. They're playing a lot of single high. This has got to kind of come down, right? Switch to kind of a little cover 3 there. They're playing a lot of cover 3, mixed in with some of these blitzes that they were running. O'Connell was just calm and some good job by the offensive line, but you see here there's what I call the inside zone action. Gives him a great pocket. Good decision. Get 10. And it wasn't just that. So we also got what we call here on this one. We call this one. What do they call this play? I got you guys here. This one is Saturn. So I like this name call. I just wanted to call this name call because I just like it. It's called play action Saturn. So we're getting a post from Jacoby Myers, and we get a choice route or a juke route, whatever you want to call this, from Renfro. Now, this is off split zone play action, though. So we're getting split zone play action this time. So I'm saying we got a play action off of every run they ran.
Ooh.
Right? So we're getting split zone play action this time. So we're getting Michael Mayer coming across, right? Which you see these guys biting. This guy's jumping down. These guys are double teaming Myers for some reason and just leave Hunter Renfro, who makes a great job of just seeing this. Aiden kind of almost missed his throw. Got honest. Maybe he's too wide open for him. Too. Right? A little late. I think he wanted Myers here. I think he wants Myers. So let's watch this. Yeah. Play action. Yeah, he wants Myers, but he comes here right there. And then, Renfro actually does his thing in open field, a little dead leg move. Nice little juke right there. Get a first down. But we'll see on the backside. Like I said, this is split zone play action. So they ran the ball off all these zone runs, and then they did play action off all the zone runs. Right? And even the bomb to Tucker, that's an inside zone play action. It is, and so you see Michael Mary gets the block on that guy right there. It was a great game plan with the run game mixed in. Yeah, that was a nice little juke. Little, I don't remember, bro. If you just give him the ball, man, he makes some plays in open field. He led the league in missed tackles in 2021 too. Shit, all right, man. So now let's get into Dexter Lawerence. Okay, the game plan for Dexter Lawerence. Now let's start off with Dexter Lawrence's run game, which it did not stop. Okay, I'm gonna get you guys. I saw you. I know you guys. A lot of people were celebrating. I'm here to ruin your celebration a little bit. Dexter Lawerence dominated the run game still. So here we go against Andre James. We're getting a one-on-one. We're getting a little outside zone again. But, he's just getting no push on Dexter. Dexter goes right to the hole. Yeah. And, he could cut back. Maybe he should have took the cut back. But you see, Quirky's right there. He's winning. And he just attaches really easy. And you only get 2 yards here. Boom.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
Right? And there's no more. He's not dragging nobody. He took Jacobs right down. Right away to the ground. So that's what James would have one-on-one against Dexter Lawerence. It was just easy for him. Look at him, just right to the hole. Not a chance. All right, so next play here. Now this one, I want to show you how James can't get to this linebacker 41. Okay, so 41, we saw him earlier be able to get to that linebacker. But this time on this run, so we're getting inside zone again. On this run, he can't get to him. Dexter Lawerence is just pushing these guys back. This is a double team. This is Parham and James. They can't push him. And James is trying to get to him. and he can't, and then he gets pushed to the ground, and then it's a tackle for loss. -1.
Yeah, that's tough.
See, and this is not going to be on the stat sheet, right? But James is trying, but it doesn't matter. He's getting pushed to the ground. Parham can't get no push. A free linebacker, -1.
James looking for the defensive holding there, but I mean, good luck getting that call.
You're not getting it, man. You're not getting it. All right, here we go. So it happens again here. This is the play where Okereke just pops Josh Jacobs. So we're getting some more counter here, right? Jacoby Myers, he's running the counter. I mean, you see Dexter Lawerence, he just doesn't allow James to get up to Okereke, right? So Okereke he's going to slide and he's going to meet James right here and just meet Jacobs, and just pop him, right? See, he's just navigating. The hole's right there. I mean, Lumer's getting good push, but nobody's getting up to Okereke. So you see James, he's trying, but he can't. Pop right there.
Yeah.
So like
that's
every
go ahead. I was gonna say it's tough because like I'm sure like with a guy like that, like you want to make sure you get the front side there, but if you're over aggressive, which James is a little bit, like then it just makes it easier to do that defensive holding that we're talking about, even with Nesta too, where I think he probably gets a little bit of a tug there too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's why that guy's paid so well.
Yeah, for sure. All right, here we go. And here's another one here. Oh, you already showed this one.
That's the same one.
That's the same one. All right, let's get some pass protection. All right, so let's get some pass protection. So basically, the pass protection changed after this play. All right, so this is the first completion for Aiden O'Connell, and we allowed Andre James to block him one-on-one. All right, we're going to block him one-on-one. Let's see what James has got. This is what the game plan is. Boy, hard agree. I like it. We'll see what you got, James. And this is a quick snap, and you see this is out of position you want to be in as offensive lineman, right? I mean,
with your hands up and 1 foot on the ground.
Yeah, but Jacoby Myers killed Flott so much that he's so wide open that it really didn't matter on this one. So you even see O'Connell does a good job of like roaming the field. You see his head, he starts this way, and he comes back. I mean, this is a quick 3-step drop, just like we saw with Zach Wilson, right? And he gets and James is right there when he's releasing this ball, and he can't really step into it, but still a good throw for 24 against the blitz, but. After that, we did not see James go one-on-one again. All right, after that, guys. So here's what it looked like after this. So this is one play here. Now they're going to rush 3. But if we're rushing 3, who are we blocking with 3 guys? We're going to block Dexter Lawerence. Okay, you're rushing 3. We're going to block Dexter Lawerence with 3 guys. Now O'Connell misses his throw from this clean pocket, but you get the idea here. This is what we're going to do. You're not going to. Andre James is not going one-on-one anymore. It's not happening. It's not gonna happen. Which I liked. I see, but that's what I liked about Bo. Is like he was deciding, like he saw that he's like, you know what, you're not blocking one-on-one anymore. Good job though. Great try. I liked it. I like your try here. So it's the same play we saw earlier too, off the split zone. But you see where do these guys go real quick? Where's Parham going? He's going to help James, and then where's James? He's looking this way, kind of, but he's got his eye on Dexter Lawerence, and we're double teaming him. And then you see, look there's Miller. We got 3 guys again. That's 3 guys. Miller, he goes right to, he's going nowhere else. He's going right to Dexter Lawerence.
Yeah. He'd be lying.
like right there. And Michael Mayer is coming around, I guess, and that kind of shows it, but come on. We know that's game planned.
Which I do have to give props to Jermaine Illuminor because I mean I'm sure what the game plan was with the Raiders was like, look, the only guy that we're really worried about is Dexter Lawerence, so we're gonna make sure we take care of him, especially without Leonard Williams in the equation anymore. But Thibodeau can beat you one-on-one, but if you can beat him one-on-one or keep him in front of him one-on-one, then you can triple team.
Yeah, that's a great anchor.
Best nose tackle in the NFL.
He tried to bull rush him. That's a great anchor right there. I mean, Illuminor was pretty damn good, man. He's like, Mumford, you ain't playing no more. All right. So we see it again here. We're gonna see another double team. Right, double team. Parham's got he's got one hand on him. He's not really trying to help with Thibodeau. He leaves Miller by himself with Thibodeau. Get a chip there for Illuminor, and this gives O'Connell plenty of time in the pocket. Make a good throw here. Adams ends up dropping that one, but you see the time that he had in the pocket because they're double teaming Dexter Lawerence. So it was hilarious to watch. James did not get another rep by himself to that first rep. It's like they gave him a shot. But doesn't good blocking on that one. All right, so this is the funny play. Okay, this is hilarious. I'm gonna watch it. See, they're gonna double team Dexter Lawerence on this one. I wish you would watch Van Roten here. Okay, so we're doing basically a simulated pressure here. Got the guy dropping back. You got Dexter Lawerence right here. I mean, he's gonna get help from 3 guys. Now we got a doula coming to help. This is a three guys. Okay, now watch what he does to Van Roten here. Look at.
Is that a good position to be in?
I don't think so. Van Roten's about to do a cartwheel.
We got 3 digits on the floor, though. I mean, 3 points of contact on the floor. Just one leg up in the air.
We get the check down here, right to Abdullah. So it looks pretty good, but that's just hilarious to me, man. Triple T that he still does this to somebody. Because remember, if he doesn't get any help, man, who knows what happens here.
Yeah, and it's funny. I was just about to say, we just watched Dexter Lawerence run through 2 offensive linemen against the Jets like it was nothing, and so I was going to give the Raiders O-line props for that. And then we just watched Dexter Lawerence run through 3 guys. So,
see, this is what I'm talking about. Exactly, and this is a lot of stuff they did. You see Abdullah up here. Here's Dexter Lawerence, Abdullah, and all these guys are lined up here, ready to help block inside. Of course, this is versus the blitz too. You see Dexter Lawerence move inside, but looks where Van Roten goes immediately. He's like, "Oh, where's Dexter? Here comes Dexter!" Immediately. And we get 2 guys there. But this, of course, is another great play call. Get the ball out of his hand quick versus the blitz. Bam, first down.
And they attack the middle of the field.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It was just funny. Just watching Van Roten, watch Van Roten's head. Just like, okay, this guy's going outside. I push him outside. Where's Dex?
Yeah, it was pretty clear. Their rule this week was if you're uncovered, fine 97.
Yeah, 100%. So that really shows what their game plan was this week. Was to they gave James a shot on that one play, and we saw that he was like, okay, that's not going to work. It's not going to work, guys. We're going to have to double team this guy and give Thibodeau. If Thibodeau can beat Miller by himself, if he could beat Illuminor by himself, we'll live with that. But we're not letting Dexter Lawerence ruin this game. Yeah. And he kind of blew up the run game sometimes a little bit. There's some times, but I think they ran away from him a lot, especially those outside zones, split zones. Some of the counters they got away from him. Try to stay away from Dexter Lawerence, which was a great game plan. They might have to do that with Quentin Williams this week. Try to figure that out. But got C.J. Mosley and Quincy Williams behind him, so they're a different breed of linebacker, those two. So, but I really liked the game plan. I did. I liked how they mixed up the run game with the play action. You kept everything. Everything was deceptive. The same look, same thing, but I'm running a play action off at this time. Same formation, but I'm running play action off at this time. Or I'm maybe same formation you might have saw on tape, but I'm doing crack toss and then getting the ball out of Aiden O'Connell's hands very quickly. There wasn't a lot of deep passes in this game, but I thought it was still a good game plan because how much they blitz. Everything was right behind them, right behind the blitzes, hitting those guys on 3rd down with some great 3rd down conversion. So I really like Bo Hardegree, man. Bo Hardegree really came to play. I think they mixed in some West Coast stuff in there a little bit too. We actually saw Tosser this week, that one play with Jacoby Myers, that last play that I showed. That was some Tosser. I mean, I don't know why we haven't ran that play. I mean, it's like a staple. So, yeah. Man.
Got to go back to Dagger this week, catch him off guard.
I guess so, man. The Dagger, it's a double ends. Dagger and double ends. We didn't see any double ends this week. Didn't see any Dagger. So maybe we can go back to it next week. Maybe we might get a good Dagger concept. But yeah, a lot. They broke all the tendencies. So I think the Jets, they're gonna have to watch this film and be like, okay, the tendencies you saw from Josh Daniels is not him. So I don't know. Is people going to figure out Bo Hardegree? Maybe. I don't know if that's going to happen, but hopefully, I mean, maybe he does go Dagger this week because they're not expecting it. And then maybe they're trying to play more short stuff. Right? I mean, it's true.
Give it a shot. See what happens. Yeah.
Right? And you can hit those deep digs and stuff like that this week because teams aren't expecting it. I mean, they're not. Yeah. A lot of these guys are playing. They're playing the inside leverage, and they were just throwing outside. So, Yeah, I really like this game plan. I thought the game plan was terrific, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I think one thing I think that that you were kind of touching on too is like what I'm really impressed with is the amount of like self scouting he did, like to break those tendencies. It almost makes me think like did he really put that together in a week, or was he kind of like planning for this and thinking like, hey, I might get my shot, and I might be what I want to do a little bit, or maybe he was one of those coaches that was in that meeting that like. Carrying out his grievances, like you never listened to me, and got a chance to prove him wrong, right or wrong, however you look at it. So,
yeah, because I'm interested, with the Jacoby Myers play when he brought Jacoby Myers inside as a fullback, and then he's rushing him out. O'Connell didn't hit that, but you could mix it up, right? You could bring in Michael Mayer inside and do that same type of play, and that's the type of things that we didn't see before, right? Because you see the guy inside on that look, you're thinking run. And, with Jacob Johnson in there, you really are definitely thinking run because he's not going to get the ball in that type of play. So I like how they mixed it up. I like how they kind of made Jacoby Myers a kind of a blocker too on some of those run plays because he blocks really well. And I just loved how he moved him inside too. I thought he's a slot receiver. I liked how he was catching inside slants. I really did like that. Yeah, man, I liked everything that he did. This is one of the first times I've a Raiders game. I'm like, man. That was a great game plan, and hopefully they have something ready for the Jets. The Jets don't blitz as much, and they play. All these guys can cover, so it's gonna be interesting to see this game.
Yeah. This will be the big test, I think, for Hardy is going up against a legit defense with a lot of legit playmakers on all three levels of the field. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but like you said, I think one of the biggest difference is yes, the Jets have Quinn and Williams. They also have a hell of a lot better supporting cast on the defensive line than the Giants do because their D line, they could probably their D line, their second unit could probably start for most teams. Like
Rashawn Slater gave him 8 pressures yesterday. That's scary.
Yeah, they're legit. They're legit, man.
So Colt Miller, I think this week Colt Miller, he's got Bryce Huff, man. Bryce Huff is no joke over there. Either is the dude from Florida State, man, Jermaine Johnson. Yeah, he's no joke. He's playing pretty damn well.
Side note, it still makes, with all that talent they had, it still makes no sense why they drafted Will McDonald.
Is he playing?
Barely, if he is.
You can't pay. Did they pay Bryce Huff yet?
Probably not, dude. He's their situational wrestler. I'm pretty sure. I don't think he doesn't. Yeah. He only plays like their downs. I think. I don't think he really plays. Wow. I'll find out more when I do more research. But yeah, I think because they got Franklin Myers. And then Clemens might be a backup, but they have two great defensive ends who can play the run really well. And I mean, what's that? What were you saying?
Lawson too, right?
Carl Lawson. Yeah, I think Carl Lawson's a backup for Carl Lawson. The part of the reason why I wanted to trade is because he's not playing because he can't get any PT on that damn D line that has so much talent. Like Carl Lawson's good. They just have they legit can go 8 deep on the D line. It's
wow.
They got some dudes, too.
So, yeah, the offensive line. I mean, the offensive line had a great game this week, so they'd have to have a good game plan. So, hopefully, they have a good game plan to mix it up like they did this week. But, yeah, I was excited about how the play calling went and how everything was a setup. That was good to see. That was exciting. But totally different week this week against the Jets. But, yeah, man, it was great, man. I was happy about it. I was happy, man. I was.
Some positivity going.
There's a lot of positivity on offense this week. A lot of positivity. A lot of positives. And, and I thought Aiden kind of played well. I do want to speak on Aiden before we get out here. I thought he played really well. I thought he was very in control. Did not look like he did against Chargers in the first half. It looked like I said, it was continuation from them being down 24-7 and continuing on. And I think if he plays under control, doesn't make any stupid decisions. That's what he didn't do this game. You didn't see anything dumb. Nothing was forced. Everything was, even the throw to Adams. I mean, nothing that he ended up missing was forced. It was always to the open guy, finding the right guy. Even if it was a check down, it was a right check down. He played well that way. So, I mean, he managed the game. He played quarterback. He wasn't like a Patrick Mahomes type of quarterback where he's just balling like that. He played, classic NFL quarterback where you don't turn the ball over. Everybody, just keep the offense moving, efficiency. And if he does that, he might do pretty well. But there is gonna have the game where he's gonna have to play modern NFL quarterback and not just 80s quarterback. So that's how I look at it a little bit. But he played well though. It was encouraging.
Yeah,
it was
for sure.
All right. Any last thoughts, Matt, before we get out of here?
Not much. Like I said, I mean, we'll see if the defense can keep it going. See if the team as a whole can keep it going this week. Got a bunch of momentum and another offense I think they can take advantage of, and another winnable game. So we shall see.
For sure, man. All right, guys, we're out of here. Like, hit the subscribe button, subscribe. If you're a membership, check out the Aiden O'Connell breakdown. I did every single throw for Aiden O'Connell. Also, if you want to play breakdown of the Jacoby Myers touchdown, check that out as well. If you're new here, if you're just joining us for this first podcast, like I said, we appreciate you. And of course, we're on the road to 10,000. Keep pushing, guys. Get us to 10,000. Appreciate the support we get on the instant reactions, all that great stuff. So check us out. Hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Like it says across the page. And we're out of here. Peace.